Okay, I will wait 10 minutes. Mm. Some someone on the chat. Hi Yoshi, how are you? Uh, I am waiting for people. 5 minutes and I will start. It's public, yes, it's public. Oof. 5 minutes and when I start. Uh, Today we will do this sprite. Let me fucking Dropbox. Where is my here. What the fuck? Sorry for that. Today we will do this sprite. Wait, not this. Is excuse me. This sprite. The giant ball that explode. I will start now. Not a lot of people will go, then I will start now. But the first step is create the graphics, the frames and animation. In this case, I will use pre-made graphics. I will use this. Why I will use this and not the default original graphics? This because this graphics doesn't have the graphics of the explosion. The explosion is here in this zone. Then I will load this XFX, XGJ, this graphics. Then here I have the graphics of the explosion. Also, these graphics are a spoiler because the next streaming is about the Koopa Clown Car. Well, in this case, I already did dot this for this project. I did this. This have all the graphics that I want. In this case, I did 12 frames to do it a smoother giant ball. Why I select this position is because I use this. I used this object clipping. This object clipping adapt fine to this position of the ball. Then it is the best object clipping for this sprite. Here I did the animation, and here I did the interaction. Okay, I will extract the resources, and I will start to do it the sprite. Volleyball. Okay. Then, as always, the first step will be transform this to pixie. This is always the first step because this still doesn't do Pixie conversion. It is work with Jeppy. Um, then to transform this to Pixie, then I will remember first get draw info. Um, must change to Pixie format. Also sub off screen, and on the interaction routine you must change this sub horse pose. Hi Mayor, how are you? And sub birds pose. Also you must change this to E to F. Okay, now we have the bowling. I will do the CFJ, and now we will start with the sprite. Uh, okay, now also we must change this. Fuck. Again. Sorry. Uh, 7. This, and this. Uh, this, this, this. Always, always remember the act like and this you must put custom here the act like and here the dot asm file. Okay. Oh wait. Where is the tutorial here? Okay. Now I will insert the sprite with Pixie. Yeah, I still have some sprite. What? Ah, excuse me. It's a JSON. Now it should work. Okay. Okay, now the sprite works. The next step is do the interaction of the sprite. For that, we will use the same interaction of the bloody grinder. Uh, we use the same interactions the bloody grinder. You can find that interaction on the in the live stream tutorial thread. Here I put that kind of the interaction. Basically, it's here. You press here, and you copy this. Then we copy this and we paste paste it on the at the end of the file here. And now I call that routine here. Okay. Then now we have our sprite with interaction. Oh, what happened? Wait. Speaking interaction. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Oh, excuse me. Something happened. Maybe here. Or technical problems. I did a sprite on the on the morning. I didn't have the problem. Uh, Give me a minute. Give me a minute. This. Wow, this is very weird. Give me a second. No. I will. That was weird. What the fuck? And now works. What the fuck? Okay, it is working very weird. I really don't know what is happening. Yeah, hitbox problem. Let me check this. Ah, that's the problem. I put don't share interaction with frames, and I should do this because frame one. If I don't put this, then only the first frame have interaction and the other frames doesn't have interaction. Okay, and find the problem. Sorry, shit's happen. Okay. Sorry for that, dude. Uh, I only must copy this. Okay, now it should work. Sorry for that, dude. Okay, now it have interaction. Yeah. Okay, now it works. Okay, the next step is do the movement. Then here I will create a main routine to do all the logic of the sprite. And here I will create the routine. For that I will do a routine. I will call the routine the default Super Mario World update position routine. You can find it on the ROM map, like on the others live stream. This routine. Uh, this. This routine updates position of the player, the position of the sprite with gravity and object interaction. We add this for SA1 compatibility. And now I will reinsert the sprite. Okay, now it works. Okay, the next step will be do the bounce routine. We will do that the sprite bounce on the floor when uh, it falls. Then I will create a routine and a constant. We will create a routine called the constant called mean y speed bounce. This constant will be the minimum speed that the sprite requires to bounce on the floor. Okay. Then I will copy this, and also I will need a variable to save the last state of the floor. For that, we use the sprite myth table 6. That. Okay. Here I will set at the first state as 0. And now I will start my bounce routine. Okay, the first step to the sprite, the logic of this routine is this. If the sprite its speed is positive, the spray is falling, and it touched the floor, and on the last frame it doesn't touch the floor, then bounce. That is the logic of this routine. Basically, in the last frame, the sprite was in the air, and now the sprite is on the floor. Also, the sprite is falling. That is the thing that should do this routine. Then the first statement is the first comparison is this. If it is negative, then we return. If it is 0, we return. Also, we load the blocked status, this, and we check the floor. For that, we use 4. Why 4? Because when you use 4, this RAM address will be 000D00. Then, if now A is 0, then it is not touching the floor. And if it is not 0, then it is touching the floor. And now we compare this with this. Okay, if it is touching the floor and the last state it was not touching the floor, they are different, then it can bounce. That is the we will go with practice. If the sprite is falling, if the sprite is touching the floor, if a sprite doesn't touch the floor the last frame, then it must bounce. To do the bounce, we do this. We load 00 on A. We subtract the wave speed. And we set the wave speed. This is basically this equals to minus this. Okay, I will call this routine and look what happened. Oh, I forgot something. Here I must save the last floor state. This. This is to know the last state. Error. Yeah, yeah, the air trick should works too, but I always do that. Then uh, it doesn't save a lot of clocks. Okay, now the sprite bones. Okay, the next step is uh, that the sprite now should have a minimal. Now we will check if the Y speed is more than the minimal speed. Then and Y speed more minimal speed. For that we will use the constant that we created here. Okay. Also, we will uh, we will decrease the speed when it bounces. Then we will use a scratch for that. For example, this. Uh, then the sprite will lose momentum when it bounces. Okay, now it works the bounce. We will put it higher here. Okay. Mm, Major, remember, Y speed is positive, then it works. Uh, we are not using negative numbers because the spread is falling. It going to down. Then we can use LSR, logical shift with history, logical shift right. Okay. The next thing will be do the the stun, for example. Uh, for the stun, we will use this address. Let me check. Uh, Stun is this. We will use this for stun the player. Then we will check if the player is on the floor. Blocked status for the player. We use 04 for the for check the floor. Then it is if it is if the player is touching the floor, then we set the stun. For stun, I will use the scratch that we already used. For example, 0. and this is for Sound SA1 compatibility. Yeah, yeah. Also the Quake. I is this too. Okay, the next step is do the Quake. For example, uh, the Quake is with this address. Quake. Where is the Quake? Is that check? That this is the RAM address that we must use. Uh, on this. Also, we will reproduce a sound. In this case, I think that the best sound is. Let me check. The best sound for this is. Fuck, where is the sound? Oh, it's here. Sorry. This. This is the first sound. Now 09 is not a good sound for this sprite. I tried with that and this is better. Okay, now we have a sprite. The next step is the X movement. You can check the comments later. You can check the comments later. Then the next step is the movement. For the movement, we create a routine for X movement. And for this, I will check the first. The first thing is when it is in the air, it have movement equals to 0. But when it touch the floor for the first time, it start to move. Then we create a flag, touched floor flag. And this flag I will use the MISC 7. This. Then this flag I will use it to know if the sprite already touched the floor. Then if this flag is 0, is non-zero, like this. If this flag is 0, then we return. We do nothing. In another case, we will set the speed. The initial speed. I will select a random speed for now. Later we will fix that, but at the start we'll use, for example, E0. And now I will create, I will check the walls. For that I will load lock status this, and for that I will check with 3. 3 will do 00000 LR. Then if it is 0, we do nothing. And in other case we invert the X speed. Then I will call that routine here. And I must do that, I must check the floor here. Okay, I can do this. Nice. Okay, now we have a problem. Something is not working fine. Give me a second. Why it is not working? Okay, why it is not working? Why it is not working? Okay, speed here. Okay, what is happening? Let me check it. Give me a second, please. Um, okay. What is that? Maybe it's a problem of that. No, no, it's not that. That is not the problem. Oh, that is weird. How I did it in the others. In a moment. Mm. Ah, here's the problem. Uh, okay. Okay, now it should works. Sorry for that. Okay, now I must do the flip. The first problem with the flip is this. You can do the flip with the default flip of Dyzen, that is this. You use global flip. Global flip, if it is 1, then the sprite is flipped. If it is 0, the sprite is not flipped. You can use it for flip the sprite. Then it will looks like this. But that is weird because the movement is not the best. Then for avoid that, we will do the next. We will go to the animation. Here's the animation routine. Then in this zone of the code, usually this scratch always increase, and then that is used to change to the next frame. The thing is that we will do that this scratch will decrease when the sprite go to with negative speed. Well, with positive speed it will decrease, and with negative speed it will increase. For that I will use a scratch F and scratch E. Okay, this will A will be Then scratch E will be 0 if speed is positive and not 0 if it is negative. Okay, then well, we can then we will use this scratch to know if increase or decrease to the next frame. Then if by default for negative speed it should increase. And for positive it should decrease. Also, we will check if this scratch is a valid frame. Then all negative frames are not valid in this sprite. Then we can use this. Then if it is on the if it is not a valid frame, is a negative frame, for example FF, we must change it to the last frame. The last frame in this sprite is 000B. That is the sprite 11. That is the last. That is the frame 11. That is the last frame. Then now the speed should be. Also, we change this to 20. Okay. And now it works. Okay, we almost finished the sprite. The last thing that I will do is do the explosion. For the explosion, I will create a timer. For example, what timer can be? Timer 2. Okay, I will use this. All timers decreasing 1 each frame. Also, I will create a constant for the timer here, max time. I will use FF. FF equals to, let me see, like 4 seconds. A little more than 4 seconds. Okay. Then, when this when it finish, I will create a routine for the explosion. Then, when it is 0, then explode. The routine for explosion is this. Sorry, this routine. Okay, I will test it. Oh, I must call this. Ah, it is here. Okay. And now it explodes. And the other thing that I will do is the palette swapping. The palette. For that, I will go to the graph routine. And I will do this. In this zone of the code, we set the property of the tiles. Then we must remember how works the format of the properties. Yeah, please. Then these 3 bits are for the palette of the sprite. Then I will keep all these bits. Fuck. Oh. Fuck. Why they call me now? Okay. We will keep these bits 1 and 4 this, and we will clear this. For that, I will use this F1. This will be expp000t. And now I will do a OR with a scratch. For example, a scratch E. And now this scratch will have the palette. I will set the palette here. Then, by default, the palette should be this palette here. This palette is 7. Give me use 7 plus. This palette is the palette 6. Then it is 6 double of 6 C. And now when the timer is lower than a number, for example, for example 50, then when the explosion timer is less than 30 or that less than the flash time, then we will do an AND CO2. We will use CO1, CO2. I prefer CO2 because it's the best. CO2 when it is different to 1, we will load the palette that is E. and now the sprite is finished. Now we can do a last thing, that is create two constants here. For example, 20, and we can go to the animation routine. This here is the time of each frame. Then we can do that this. We can delete this and use a variable here. For example, here we create, for example, rotation time. For example, I can change I can use, for example, 0, 2. Okay, that wasn't that doesn't work like I expected. Okay, but give me a moment. No, it is fine. What was my problem? No. Okay, something is weird. I will try other thing. Yeah. Okay. I think this is the best way to do it. I have technology. Okay, yeah. And this is replace solo and selection. Okay. Then now we define the rotation speed here. For example, 2. Okay, it works. We can use 6, for example, if you want a lower rotation. And that is all. With that, we have all the sprite. Remember, enter to this thread. This thread here. Here I put the logs and I upload the streams. Thank you for watching. Here you can find, for example, the bloody grinder and this platform. Also some routines that you can find that are useful. Thanks for watching, and that is all. Uh, I hope that you enjoy it. Uh, Goodbye. Thanks for